Menahem. Yeah, Menahem, that's what you pronounce. Hello. Guys, if you guys can unmute yourself, it will be good for me.
Yeah, yeah. Hi.
Hey, hi, Vasudha. How are you?
Good. How are you
Great.
doing?
I'm good. Thank you for
Oh,
asking.
yeah. Can you speak little louder?
Yeah,
So,
sure. Is it better now?
yeah, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you so much. Yeah. Hey, sorry.
Okay.
I think some audio issues is there. Yeah. So, Vasudha, like, can you briefly introduce yourself?
Yeah. Myself, Vasudha, I completed my graduation in electrical
Mm-hmm.
background.
Okay.
After that, I worked 1 year in India.
Mm-hmm.
After that, after marriage, I moved to US, and yeah, because of that career gap, I want to
Mm-hmm.
restart my career.
Wonderful. No worries. I mean, we are here to provide you with the full support so that you can get a job and whatever you're looking for, at least you can get it. Sure,
Okay.
Vasudha. Yeah. I mean, it's not a problem since you are from electrical background. It's not a problem. I also from the electronics background, but yeah,
Okay.
then I started working as a software tester. It's okay, not a
Okay.
problem. Yeah. It's Padma, right? Hello, Padma. Can you please unmute yourself? Padma.
Yeah, she can't talk with you. She can
Okay.
chat only. Yeah, she's
Okay.
already working. Yeah, she has, I think, 6 or 7 years of experience. Maybe she
Oh,
was working on Java technology earlier.
okay. 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 No worries. But I think if like we have this interactive session, that would be more better. But yeah, I can understand
Yeah,
if
like,
any issues. Yeah, if there is some issues, that's completely fine. No, the problem is like if she have some questions because I want to be able to see the chat also. But yeah, if you can enable the chat, it will be good, Jay, so that I can respond to the chat whatever I can get it. Because for me, I see. Yeah,
yeah, I have done it. I enabled chat option.
yeah. Thanks. Yeah, I can see. Yeah, thank you so much. Fine. So, Padma, you are like already in the field of software testing, like, or from some other background. If you can just put it in the chat, it would be good. Anyway, okay, fine. So, meanwhile, like a brief introduction about myself. So, my name is 𝗪𝗏𝗧, and I have almost 11 plus years of experience in the field of software testing. Okay, so I do both manual as well as automation, and I mostly do automation. And also, like, I have almost 6 plus or more than, yeah, 6 plus years of experience in the field of providing this training. And currently, I'm working with one of the giant MNCs of India, and yeah, having a good time. Currently, I'm basically based out of Kolkata, but currently I'm staying in Bangalore. Just wait for a couple of minutes if somebody else had to join, and then we'll start. Jay, can you please check who else is there to join? If not, then I can start.
Shahnaz, it is better to start. Anyway, I'm recording the session. If anyone is interested, I can share with them the recording session.
Fine. Okay, sounds good. Yeah. So let me just share my screen. Just let me know if you guys can able to see my screen. Is my screen visible? Just give me a.
Yeah.
Is my screen visible?
Yeah, yes, I can see yours.
Right. Okay. So as you know, the agenda of this session is like, so it is basically the automation testing demo, and what do we provide, and what and all is there. So we'll be gonna discussing about that. So basically, this demo is about automation testing using Selenium and Java. And this entire presentation and everything is being presented by Akira IT Solutions. So whatever concerns or anything that you have post this session, you can consult with this particular team. Okay. Now, uh, this is about me. As I already told that my name is Shahnawaz and I have almost 11 plus of experience in the field of software testing using both manual and automation. And I mostly work with the automation right now. So currently I'm working as a technical lead at a giant MNC. And I have almost 6+ years of training experience and I have trained more than 100 of students and they are like working in IT sectors. And it's just that the part-time thing that I have to do, like, I mean, since I love teaching, so it's just something that I love to do. It's something that I do it as a part-time. Okay. Now coming to the and also like it at any point of a time, if you guys feel like that I'm going too fast or too slow, anything that is there in your mind, just please ask me to pause and whatever the question that you can have, just let me know. And also for Padma, if you have any questions, you can just put it in the chat section so that I can periodically go and see and answer those questions, whatever it has. Okay. Okay. So as of now, any questions, any concerns, or anything that you guys want to share before I proceed with the other slides?
No.
All good. Thank you. So since Vasudha, you are from the different background, so electrical, and now you want to move it to the software industry. So as many people says that testing is one of the easiest way to get into the IT sector, and somewhere it was true, but it's also like that automation is have a very good scope, but also it's like you have to go through with some programmings and everything. But yeah, I'll try to make those things easier for you. But yes, don't think that it's just the manual, since the automation requires a bit of a coding and you need to be like hands-on in that. So that's the thing. So why Selenium? I mean, Selenium is, if you see the name of a Selenium is what? So basically, if I go and tell you about something, the history, and also Selenium is basically a name of a metal. Okay. And the name Selenium has been given to so at that point of a time, actually, there was a tool that was used as QTP. Now it has been changed to UFT, Unified Functional Testing. So at that point of a time, the company who developed that software, that is QTP, was Mercury Interactive. Now Mercury Interactive is not, that it has been acquired by HP. So now that QTP has been changed to UFT. So that was the paid tool, and that was a very renowned tool at that point of a time. Now Selenium is like a name as suggested is like Selenium is the antidote for the someone who get infected with mercury. So it was a joke that was has been shared, and then it has been given the name of the Selenium only. So from there, that Selenium name comes in. So what is Selenium basically? So Selenium is basically a open source tool. Open source in the sense is like it's free. It's available in the market. Whoever wants, you can just go and download and start working with it. It doesn't require any license for it. So that's the best part. And nowadays, nobody wants to pay anything for the license. I mean, whatever thing that we can do with QTP, we can have more superior things to do with this Selenium, as long as like and it is also free of cost. We don't have to pay anything, and it's just that it doesn't have a vendor support. But yes, it has a community. A huge community is there where we can, whatever the questions or things that you get, at least you can get the answer of that. I mean, as long as I'm doing it automation for more than almost 10 years, and I didn't face any such issues for which I didn't get an answer. So I believe whatever the concern and the questions that you'll get, I believe you'll get the answers for that in the Google. So it's not a problem. We have a lot of forums where we can post and get the answers of that questions. So that's open source. Now, Selenium has other advantages, as like Selenium supports multiple browsers. As you can see that Chrome, Firefox, whatever the browser that you see, I mean, Chrome, Firefox, Safari, IE, everything. I mean, whatever is there in the market, it almost supports all the browsers. Now, it has very good compatibility with all the OSs as well, like Windows, Macs, and Linux. And Selenium supports multiple languages like Java, Python, C Sharp, Ruby, Perl, and this. So PHP supports all the languages. And as I mentioned that it has a large community. So whenever we get any sort of a questions, or if any of the scripts fail, we can simply easily go and paste that error into the web browser and we can get the answer. So that's why we choose Selenium over any other tool. Any questions before I'm moving to the next slide?
No, I'm good.
Great. Feel free to ask questions if you feel like that you have something in your mind and you wanna ask something. See, this is a time where you can clarify all your doubts. Okay. Do not feel shy or anything. Whatever is there in your mind, just feel free to ask. Okay. Now, many people is thinking about what is the market demand. See, everybody, whenever like if I am enrolled for any of the courses, the first thing that comes to my mind is like, what will I get after joining this session, or if I complete this course, what will I get? Whether will I get a new job, whether will I get the enhancement or anything, or a good hike or a promotion or anything. I mean, XYZ. I mean, it's there in my mind, right? I mean, so it's, I think is there in your guys, like whatever, whoever has joined, like it is there in your mind as well, right? That if I do it, then what is the exposure, and what is like whether I'll get a job or not. So this sort of a concerns, it may happen. So to clarify that, Selenium has a very good demand in the market. So as we all know that initially we had these manual testers and not, but now nobody wants manual testers. Okay, even though like if I'll tell you in today's scenarios, like the advanced version of the automation tester is the SDET. Okay, so a one who has a very good understanding of coding and can do the create the frameworks from the scratch and everything. So the entire setup, the entire end-to-end testing can be done by a tester itself. There won't be any developer interventions will be there. So they're looking something like that. So in current scenario, people are mostly focusing into SDETs. So automation testers can easily be SDETs because automation testers is SDETs only, right? So they develop the frameworks, they do the entire end-to-end testings. Okay. So it has a very high demand in the market now, widely adopted by top companies. As I told you, like initially we had a tool called QTP. Now that QTP tool was a license tool. People need to buy the license, and it also depends upon the number of users. So say for example, there are 40 testers in an organization, and if I to provide the 40 license, it will gonna cost a lot. So that's the reason, I mean, people are moving from the license to the open source since it is easily available in the market. And uh, if you do a training of QTP also, you require a license to practice it. But since Selenium is easily available, people can easily download and practice and gain their experiences before they jump into any of the job. Okay, so that's the reason like people are adopting this open source tools because it's widely used in the market. Now, what is the growing need for test automation? As I told you initially, we had that manual testers, but now there is very less scope of manual testers. I mean, those over who were there as a manual tester also been converted to the automation testers. They have been asked to either upgrade yourselves or choose another destination. But yeah, most people have decided to move to the automation. So it has a very growing need for the automations. Now, excellent salary prospectus. As I told you that Selenium or automation is like, say for example, you are doing manual testing. Okay, so manual testers will get say 50K or 60K. But if you improve yourself, if you upgrade yourself to the automation, so your salary will definitely gonna increase. Why? Because it will reduce the work of other manual testers as well. Say, for example, you are going to office, you are having some day-to-day job, you are doing the same thing again and again. Now there are 10 people who is doing the same thing, right? So in order to remove those things, what we have to do is like we need to write an automation scripts. So once we have written the scripts, if we have to do the same repetitive task, instead of doing that repetitive task, what we can do, we can write a script and we can run it, no matter what. So say for example, there is a lamb person who doesn't know about coding or something, but I have written the script, I have given them the script just to run it. Okay. So if there is a day-to-day job and the same repetitive things that need to be done, I can give those scripts to someone and they can run it and we can get the results. Okay. And it has a very good openings globally wherever you go. I mean, if you have automation skills, you will definitely get a good job. Okay, now coming to the Selenium part. So basically, Selenium is what? Selenium is an open source web automation tool. So web automation in the sense like whatever we have in the web, we will gonna automate that. But anything it is there in the desktop built application, then we cannot automate that. In order to automate that, we require something third-party tools, that is AutoIT or something. But yeah, but it is mainly an automation, web-based automation tool. So whatever we have in the web, whatever the action that we perform in the web, it will be handled using Selenium. Selenium supports multiple browsers, and the tool that we're going to use is the WebDriver for the automation. So basically, Selenium is not just a tool, it comes with a package. It has 4 tools along with it. So first we have Selenium ID, Selenium RC, Selenium WebDriver, and Selenium Grid. So what is Selenium ID? Selenium ID is like add-ons. Okay, so we see that in the browser like Firefox and Chrome, we have extensions, right? So ID is nothing but an extension. We can go and we can download it. We can record something. So for example, you are performing something in your web browser, and you can record those sessions, and then later you can run it. So we can run those recorded sessions. But the problem with this ID is like, in current scenario, if you go and see in your web page, many things are dynamic. Dynamic in the sense, so at the time of recording a session, you recorded something, you captured something, but when you are going to run it, it won't work because the element of that the web element of that particular element has been changed. So it won't work. So initially, like people who just started, they used to do with record and playback session with ID, but it is not widely used. RC is not being used right now. It is like in the maintenance mode. So uh, RC is the remote control. So basically, what this remote used to do, so is to have a proxy. So initially, when we didn't have the web driver, so there was one like need a proxy server. So like there is like JavaScript is there. So JavaScript has the issues. With this JavaScript issues, what we used to have is like we used to have both the browsers and the servers in the same machine. So for example, you want to automate something or you want to run something, then both the things need to be there in your own system. Right now, we are accessing some any of the application. We do not used to have that application in the machine. It is there in the browser. We can simply enter the URL and we can use it. But initially, it wasn't there. Okay, when web application was not there, we were having only the desktop-based application. So in that time, used to have very difficulties in that. So that time, remote control used to work. But right now, we don't have this RC. Then WebDriver is came into the market, and it is the latest tool that we have for the Selenium. And whatever we do, we'll be gonna doing with this Selenium WebDriver only. So this complete session is about WebDriver only. Okay, and Selenium Grid is nothing but a distributed testing. So whenever we want to have a distributed testing, say for example, we have different configurations of systems. I have Mac, somebody have Windows, somebody has Android or Linux, whatever it is. So in that case, if you want to run your application in different systems, so what we have to do is like we have to prepare one system as a hub, and we have to have a nodes systems, and we need to connect with hub and node, and then we need to run a system, run our execute our codes. So in that case, Selenium Grid is used. So basically, Selenium Grid is used as a distributed testing. Okay. Any questions so far? Anything? Let me see the chat as well. Is there any questions? No. Vasudha?
No.
See, I understand. I mean, since you are from some other background, so if you have any questions in mind, feel free to ask. Okay, do not hesitate.
Yeah, okay.
Mhm.
With only Selenium, we can get job in these days, or we need
Yes.
to
Mhm.
update with any automated tool like that.
So Selenium itself is automation tool, no? So Seleniums, we have multiple things. It's, see, in this course, it's not just the Selenium. I mean, it's a end to end. From starting to end, whatever it's there, we'll be gonna cover everything. Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Selenium is something, it's the base. Okay, now we also have this gate, how we're gonna commit our code. We have a continuous integration tool that is called Jenkins. Maven is like it's a build tool that will be also included in the like in the Selenium itself. We're gonna use another plugin that is called TestNG. We're gonna cover that as well. So entire thing, I'll tell everything about that. Not a problem.
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's what the SZ do. I mean, the entire thing. Okay. Initially, like we used to have some different teams to take care of this continuous integration part. Somebody is there who is to take care of this gate. Now a single tester does everything. Okay. Now coming to the course overview, I mean, what we're gonna provide with this course, okay? So first of all, like we're gonna give you the basic understandings of Java, which will be required for writing our scripts. Then, as I mentioned, that Selenium, so we'll be cover Selenium, different wave elements, whatever we have in Selenium, we're gonna cover everything with that. Once we are done with this Selenium part, we'll be starting with the frameworks part. So in frameworks, what we have is like we have different frameworks. Say, for example, we have data-driven framework, we have keyword framework, we have hybrid framework. So we're going to use all those frameworks for our testings. And once we are done with this frameworks part, so the code and everything is done. So we'll be also using this Maven, the build tool. We'll be using TestNG. Then we'll be gonna use Git, and Git is basically nothing but the version control. So say for example, I'm working from India, you are working from US, and we have a code repository where we're gonna dump our code. So I'm gonna push my code, you're gonna push your code, and we both gonna take the latest, and I'll see your changes and you can see my changes. Okay. So that's how you're gonna use Git. Jenkins is for the continuous integration. What is continuous integration? Say whatever we are changes we are making. Okay. After making a changes, whatever the things that needs to be done, it will be taken care by the Jenkins itself. So it is a continuous integration tool. Okay. DevOps part. Now, after that, what we're gonna have is like after completing the session, we're gonna have a real-time project where there will be some e-commerce website where you will be doing the end-to-end testings. Okay. The complete start to end flow, how we do in a real-time scenario. We're gonna do that as part of our project. And this is the bumper part, that is the benefits. So once you are done with the courses, we're gonna provide support in resume preparations, how we're gonna get the questions and the mock interviews and everything, what are the different assignments. So assignments in a sense, in every sessions, whatever I'll gonna teach you, I'll provide the assignments as a homework so that you can get a more hands-on by doing the practice. So these things we're gonna provide you. Now coming to the course duration and topics. I mean, these topics are very limited, but yeah, there are a lot of in this itself. There are a lot of topics. Okay, so just to give an overview of that, so we have approximately it will gonna take 45 days to complete this entire sessions, and the topics that we're gonna cover is, as I mentioned, that basic Java. We will be having Selenium WebDriver, and it has, I mean, this is the maximum part that we're gonna take. We will also have the TestNG framework. How we're gonna use this plugin in our Selenium WebDriver. So as to give a bit of understanding of TestNG. So basically, TestNG is nothing but here we use the annotations. So TestNG also used for data provider. We have so for example, we have an XML. From XML also we can run our scripts in groups. We can set priorities. There are a number of things that we can do with TestNG. So it also, like with this help of annotations, we make our code easier to understand. Okay. Then we have this Maven. Now what Maven is? Maven is a build tool. So whenever we do some changes, we need to run a build. So Maven is used for those. And also when we'll start working with it, you'll get to know that initially we used to add the jar files explicitly, but in Maven, we just have the dependencies. In the pom.xml, we just add the dependencies and it automatically get downloaded all the jar files related to this. Okay, I'll show those things. Jenkins is nothing, as I mentioned, that is a continuous integration tool. Then we have a Git and a GitHub. So whatever the code that we have, we'll have a repository. I'll show you how to push our code into a repository so that whatever the things that you required, say for example, in current system, you have something and then your system has been changed. Now you logged in with some other system and you want to access your code and something, then you can go and directly access from there. I'll show you how to create a repositories and everything. Now Apache POI, it is basically used to work with the Excel sheets. So whenever we have this data-driven framework or keyword-driven framework, so if you have to fetch the data from the Excel, so that time will be required this Apache POI. So these are nothing but the plugins. Now this is page object model. Page object model is like we use it when we create our frameworks. So basically, initially when I'll start, it will be like a single page scripts, but going forward when we'll be starting with the frameworks and everything. So in page object model, I'll show you that how different pages are there, how we communicate with different pages, different packages, how it works. So that comes under the page object model. So page object model has two sections. One is object repository and page factory. So there is two ways which we can by which we can use this page object model. Then also we have a session of Cucumber. So I'll show you that Cucumber is nothing but the BDD framework, behavior driven development framework. So basically what we have in this is it is mainly used for the business person. So they do not have much of idea about the entire coding and all. So in that case, if they want to understand the code or something, they can simply go and see what has been written as part of a business text. So it follows the 𝗔𝗂𝘁𝗁 keywords, that is given, when, then. So I'll show a demo on that as well, like how it works. Then also, sorry. Then also we'll be having at the end the live project. As I mentioned that we're going to have a live project of an e-commerce website where we'll do the entire end-to-end testing. Then also we have these interview questions like mock interviews and the resume preparation and everything. We'll be going to have all this as well. Just a second. Till here, anybody have any questions? Hello.
No.
All good?
Yeah.
No questions, nothing. I've been talking for so long. I thought you guys will be having some questions. See, clear your doubts. I mean, whatever it is, I mean, feel free to ask. Don't think that what I'll think whether this question need to be asked or not. Whatever is there in the mind, feel free to ask. Not a problem. Okay.
Yeah, sure. Thank you.
Yeah. See, you are gonna invest something, so you have a full right
Yeah.
to ask a question, and I'm there to answer
Yeah.
you. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, this I'll show this. I mean, I'll take a like practical thing. I'll show you that how automation works. I'll show you that demo. Now, the live project. So as I told you that at the end you'll be gonna get a project to do. So this e-commerce website, what the flow that we're gonna have. So we have say basically e-commerce website in the sense like we have this Amazon. Okay, so in Amazon, what we go, we just logged in, we select a product, we do add to cart, and from add to cart, we process the payment and everything. We complete the entire end-to-end flow. So here also we're gonna do the same thing. We'll be having a site website where we'll have this sort of flow, and then we'll be cover the end-to-end testing. We'll also use the frameworks. We'll be also using the page object model, TestNG, Log4j, everything, whichever it is required. So in real time scenario, like say for example, in my organization, we have a framework. I mean, how we design a framework, how we do end-to-end testing with this. I'll show everything. Okay. So that's a live project that we're gonna have at the final phase of our session. Now, this is the supports that are gonna offer. These things, I think Jay will explain you more about it. But yeah, I mean, as part of my daily session, we'll be having these assignments. We'll be having mock interviews. I'll also help you with the interview questions during our sessions only. If any questions comes in, I'll tell you that mark this as an important so that it will help you in the interview sessions. And as I mentioned, live doubt clarification. I'm asking now also, like if you have any questions, any concerns, anything, feel free to ask. Not a problem. Okay. And also we'll help to build a resume, which will be as you know, in this AI market, this resume and all is very much important because your resume needs to be get selected before getting a call, right? So we're gonna help you in all this. And also we'll be having a recording session. So whatever I'm gonna teach, it will be a recording sessions, and you'll go get those recordings. So that will be you guys will have the lifetime access for those recordings. So whenever you feel like that you miss something and you want to get a recap of something, you can just go and see the recordings. Okay. This is the career support. So I'll sit one-to-one. We'll provide help on the resume preparation, career guidance. These are the things like we have a team setup for this. So they're gonna help you with this. Okay. And last but not the least is we have any concerns, we have this Jay here. You can connect with him. You can discuss with him. He'll gonna help you with this. So anything related with the content? If not, then I'll show you one demo like how we do the automation using Selenium. Anybody, any questions, any concerns? Hello, anybody, any questions, any concerns?
No, we are good.
Good, fine. Let me see the chat. Is there anything? No. So Padma, you don't have any questions. I mean, you can post it. If you have anything, you can just post it. You can ask it. Okay. So I'll just show a demo like how we have this. Can we move? Okay, fine. So this is Eclipse ID. So here we're going to write our code and everything. Okay. What I've done, nothing is like I have this project. Under this project, I have this package. I have this class. So inside this class, what I've done is like this public static void. I mean, I'll just give an overview. Okay. So this is the entry point whenever we run any code in Java. So this is the starting point. From here, it will start the code. So it looks for the main method. So this is the main method, and from there it starts the code. Now what we are doing with wave driver is nothing but we are initializing the wave driver. Okay. Initializing the wave driver in the sense, once we initialize the wave driver, this will get added. This imports. Okay. This is import is nothing but the libraries. So, okay. So we have imported this wave driver now. If I do not use this, if for example, if I comment this code, then whatever we have with this driver, nothing will gonna work. Okay. So we have to initialize this wave driver. Okay. Because this Chrome driver and all, this is a part of this wave driver itself. Okay. This code is written for the browser exe file. Now, what is browser exe file? So in order to run our script in any of the browsers, we used to have this exe file. Okay. So how do we write this? So system.set property webdriver.chrome.driver, and this is nothing but the path where I kept my exe file. So as you can see that I kept my file in this driver, this folder. So if I can just show you, this is the folder where I kept this exe file. Okay, and I have given the path of this exe file over here. Now to run a Chrome driver, we used to write this code. New driver is equals to new Chrome driver. Okay. Now when we open a browser in automation like in Selenium, it opens in a minimize mode. I mean, it doesn't show you in a completely maximize mode. So in order to maximize the browser, we have this code driver.manage.window.maximize. So with this, we're gonna maximize our browser. Now Chrome browser is opened, our browser has been maximized. Now what we have to do, we need to enter a URL. I mean, manually what we do, we just open a browser, we okay, okay. Okay, we open a browser, we type something, say Akira. Okay, we entered something, right? So what I did manually, I opened the browser, I went to this particular area, I hit enter the URL and I hit enter. I got these results. Okay. The same thing I have to do with this automation. Then what I have to do is like, I have to enter the URL. So browser is open, maximized. Now I want to open a URL. So what I'm opening a URL, I'm opening this google.com. Okay. After opening this URL, what I'm finding, I'm locating a web element as queue. I can show you this as well directly, what exactly I'm doing so that it will be easy for you to understand. So here I came, I just typed google.com, right? See, my Google is not my default browser. If you see that some other thing has been opened, okay? So google.com. Now here I simply type google.com, but in Selenium, if you simply type google.com, it won't work. Okay, what we have to do is like we need to provide the entire URL. Entire URL in the sense, if we just copy this and open a notepad or just I'll show it here itself. See, it didn't show only the google.com. It shows me the complete www dot and https, okay, this protocol and everything. So this is the complete URL. So in order to work with Selenium, we don't just provide this www.google.com or simply google.com. Okay, we need to provide the entire URL. That's the reason I have provided the entire URL. If you do not provide this, it won't work. Okay. So that's also interview questions. People may ask in interview, like if I provide simply www.google.com, why it will not work? So this is not the complete URL. In order to open a complete URL, we need to provide this HTTPS. Okay. So what is the HTTPS? Hypertext Transfer Protocol. So we need to provide this thing. So this command is there, driver.get. Driver.get is used to open the URL. Okay. Now, after opening the google.com, we have to locate this web element, okay, because here only we search something, right? So in order to search something, inspect, this is the inspector, just search. Okay, so what is the name? This is the locator to search a web element, right? So this is at the different way to locate a web element. We have this name, ID. These are the different attributes. Okay, so here we have located this web element using this name as Q. How do we locate? Driver.find element by dot name with this. So this is the locator type and this is the locator value. So I'm locating this particular text box using this locator type, and the value of this locator type is Q. I can see it, right? This is the locator type. This is locator type and this is the locator value. Now, in order to provide something, if you want to write something in that text box, we use this send case. Okay. So here I have typed Akira IT solutions and then I wait for some time. This is a delay. Okay. This is used for adding some delay so that I can see that this thing has been written in the text box. And then this driver.close is used for closing the browser. I simply close the browser. Okay. So let's run it and see that whether it is working or not. Simply right click and run a Java application. So see, it opened the browser. It entered Akira IT solutions. See, Chrome is being controlled by the automation tool, and then it closed the browser. Okay, just forget about all this. This is nothing. It's the comment that we see in the console. So these things we have written. As long as we have written, the code is executed. Correct. Now we need to add some jar files. So we used to have this libraries. Okay, this jar file. So I have used this jar file. We can, in order to add a jar file, how we can add it? So right click in a project, build path, configure build path, libraries, select class path, add external jars. Wherever you have kept your jar, select your jar file and click OK. It will come here. Okay. So that's how we do the automation. I think it's very basic, I know, but multiple things are there. I mean, like I can show you as part of this that how we use Maven. This is the Maven that we have used. The multiple, I think here we don't have, yeah, these things. Uh, these are the frameworks that I have. Okay, so this is how the frameworks looks like. Okay, these are the dependencies of Maven. So, so yeah, that's it from my side. Any questions, any concerns, anything that you guys have, just feel free to ask.